Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Throne of Glass. I just read it recently and I have so many opinions about this book. So brace yourself for an entire session of world review plus rant. So I'm gonna first start off with Kelena. Okay, I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. I'm gonna just go with Kelena. Okay, so the story is about a Kelena, who's our female main protagonist, and she is an assassin, well, Otherlands assassin. So the book starts very exciting, very thrilling. I was super into the first few chapters of the book, where we get introduced to her and how she gets taken from prison, where she's been like in holding for like such a long time for committing a lot of crimes, and she gets taken to the king's court, where she meets the prince, who is Dorian. And she meets the prince. She's accosted by the key, I don't know, security guy or something called Keol, and he takes her and announces her to the prince. Now the whole concept of the story is that the kingdom is looking for a something like a bodyguard or something like a chief some kind of a chief advisor sort of thing for the king. So every minister of that kingdom, including the prince, can go and choose a competitor who they think has the potential to be the king's that person, and bring them for a competition or a challenge or a duel. So there are like 5 rounds of different kinds of duels that should ideally take place, and then the winner eventually becomes the king's champion, or that's what they're called in the book. So we start off with Kelena getting dragged out of the prison into this whole new thing that she doesn't know why she's getting herself into, but in return the prince promises that after 4 years of her service to the king, she will get her freedom. So because of the fact that instead of staying in prison forever and rotting, this seemed like a better deal, so she agreed to be a competitor for the king's champion. And oh boy, it just blew my mind. It was so enticing that the moment the book started, that you start off with this like really thrilling scene where she gets dragged by chains to like the kingdom to meet the prince, and I was so excited. And then things just started to unravel. So I got into the book personally thinking this is going to be an action-packed assassin kind of thing with a strong female protagonist, and there's going to be lots of duels because there are 5 rounds, and then there'll be like finally a victorious champion. And well, literally I went in with so much expectations of the book, and here are my problems. I'm not sure if a lot of you would agree with the things that I'm going to say, so if this is a little bit of a rant, I so am sorry. And if you totally love this book, I really hope you will comment below and let me know the reasons why you love this book. Maybe I can learn to appreciate it in a different way. But for now, I really just needed to rant. So I hope that you can respect my opinion just the way I would probably respect all of yours. So here goes. Let me start with the problem that I had so much in my mind, and that's Kelena herself. So Kelena was supposed to be an assassin. She's supposed to like know her way around killing people. She's a hired assassin. She's a strong woman. But in the book, she seemed like she kept telling that she's an assassin a lot, like, you know what, if I will be able to take his head off, or I would be able to do this, but I don't really see her doing anything, if you know what I mean. It felt like everyone was like building her up so much, like everyone, including the prince, including Keol, including everybody, they were all like, she is Otherland's assassin, she is Otherland's assassin. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's like this crazy assassin, but I don't see her doing anything that would qualify her as an assassin. And the worst part was, even if she doesn't do anything and like the denomination that they give her still stands, I'm still okay. Maybe there wasn't any potential to show that in the book, but instead what I get is our assassin constantly talking about clothes. So she's like, am I going to wear this dress or am I going to wear this pant? Am I going to wear this? I'm going to wear this to the ball, and why am I not invited to the ball? And then you're like, woman, you're not invited to the ball. It doesn't matter. You're an assassin. You've come here to like duel. You come here to like prove you're the king's champion. But no, she spends all her time making best friends, like literally in quotes. She makes like best friends with Nehemiah. She keeps talking to other women over there. It's almost like she is just there for a party, and then everyone's like, who's that girl, so the prince and Keol decide that, oh, you know what, we should not call her Adorlan's assassin, because then all the other competitors would be intimidated, so let's call her something else. And I'm like, dude, seriously, like, it doesn't bother what you call her. She doesn't even act like an assassin anyway. So she then has to compete with like these 20 people, right? And all of them have like their own characteristics and their own like different. And actually, to be honest, they don't have much of like an impact for me in the book. They're there are some compelling stories about them, okay, but I'm not really like drawn to any of the assassins. I don't even know why give them a name and a plate if you're not going to develop those characters. So then she starts like seeing the queen, and then she starts like, there's so many things that she's doing in the book, and none of them are basically assassiny. Now, if you had just told she's a princess in like a palace and all this is happening, I would still have been okay. But for being the king's champion, I assumed you need to be to be like at some level of danger. Well, at least you should be dangerous to others, and I do not see her being dangerous at all. She probably will become the king's champion and then be like having tea parties. That is the vibe that I got from her, and I didn't like really enjoy that part of the book. And then we come to Keol and Dorian. So right when I got into the book, I already knew this is going to turn out into a love triangle, and I am so done with love triangles. I mean, as long if the love triangles make sense, I am okay with it. But just because you want to have a love triangle for the sake of having a love triangle, I don't think that is really falls well with me. Like, it almost felt like there are two main male protagonists in this book. What do we do? Let's put them in a love triangle. That is literally the feeling I got from the book. So that didn't like gel with me well also. And then there's like a spoiler part of the book, and I didn't really want to like bring out this spoiler here in this video. I really want this video to be enjoyed by everyone, so I'm not gonna say what it is. But again, the spoiler towards the end, I was like, no, please no. And if you know what I'm talking about, then I hope you feel the same way about it. And so those were like my main issues with the book. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually read the entire book and I actually invested a lot of time on it, so I relished it. And sometimes, I just read a book because I want to like just get it done with, but this one I actually read because I wanted to know what the story was. So the book kept me like intrigued, and it kept like making me go on and on, like I wanted to know what was happening. So I would recommend that you read the book, because definitely it's a very popular series, and for one reason, you don't want to be lost, and for the second reason, that the plot and the concept and the book in itself was good. But if you're like me and you didn't like a lot of aspects in the book, I kind of get the feeling that you probably don't want to like read the rest of the series, which is what I'm gonna do. I really wanted to get into a new series to binge read, and I haven't been able to find something amazing after The Dark Artifices, so I really thought this would be the series for me, but I guess it's not. So I'm gonna stop with Throne of Glass, and I don't think I want to know what even happens to Kalina or Selena. It really is not on my top priority list right now, and I have way too many books to get over with, and I don't want to spend my time reading the rest. This is a really long series. I think there were like 7 books, right? So I probably might get to it at some point, but not right away. Oh gosh, no, that was like a rant that I just completely ranted out. I'm so sorry again if you enjoyed this book and you really, really love it. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts about the book, why you liked it or why you didn't like it if you were like me. So at least I know that I'm not alone, or I would know what it is that you appreciated that I didn't. So, well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed this rant. If you did, do not forget to subscribe. And thank you so much again. Bye.